So I want you to imagine you find yourself somehow, okay? For example, maybe you were born in a place that the people support a mafia. In return, the mafia takes care of them. So, for example, the mafia would get resources, get the community school. The mafia would get the community hospitals, pay people's bills, build roads, all of this. The community are aware or not aware, let's leave that aside, but the community support the mafia. And you find yourself in that community where social amenities are built with mafia money. What would you do? What would you do? Now, this analogy is literally what government is. Now, as you might have noticed, government isn't the problem. People are accepting that, accepting the mafia system for whatever reason. Right now, let's assume we don't know why. Maybe they are not aware that the mafia actually extorts money from others to do things in the community. Or maybe they actually do know, but they have other reasons to keep them. If we don't keep them, if we don't organize a mafia, if we don't organize this mafia, we will get invaded, we'll get all destroyed. All kinds of reasons, right? So that's what government is. The people obviously are accepting a system that's immoral, a system that survives based on force. But if a large number of people would accept something like that without actually seeing it, without actually deducting through reasoning why such a system exists, there are a lot of theories that's probably going to go around as to why. Why haven't they figured out that this is a mafia that extorts money and use the money for the community? I'm more interested in what you would do. A couple options that I can think of right off the bat. Would you continue to support? Would you have sympathy for the poor to continually receive mafia money? Would you do that? So you're like, all right, you know what? These people will survive without the mafia. Let's keep the mafia. I'm going to go in and actually expand the mafia. In fact, I see nothing wrong with it. Maybe I'm putting a lot of words in your mouth. But you see, you probably see where I'm going with this. What would you do? What would be your number one objective? It's a tough situation, I tell you. People are addicted to the mafia. Lots of poor people that are dependent on the mafia, and they'll probably really suffer without the mafia. Yes. But then, on the other end, the mafia is using violence to acquire these resources. What would you do? welcome to my world. As someone who believes, who practice, I believe. I won't say I'm 100% a follower, but this is what I believe, and that's what I intend to follow. 100% total complete freedom. That means anything violence, I'm not supporting it. I'm not going to support it. Right? So now, you can't. What would you do? Like, what would you do? I don't know. That is the situation I find myself in right now. But I bet whatever it is that you are doing will be, one, try to reduce the mafia peacefully, not violence. Since, like for me, I don't believe in violence, so I will not use violence to reduce violence. I don't want to do that. Well, I'm not having. This is tricky. Because right now, I am supporting a candidate that's going to go into a system that he's going to use violence to achieve peace. God damn it. This is so messed up. Because, for example, a country, right? If you don't follow through constitutional means to get rid of government, the other option is to use violence, meaning to topple governments, but I don't support that. So really, if you are in my shoe, you don't have much choice than to use the least violence you can find, which is through government. For you, probably, through the mafia. You're like, all right. Like for me, if I were the one, I will try to really educate people that are they comfortable with the resources they're getting from the mafia, particularly the means. And this is all reason and evidence, right? Using violence. Most people don't live like that actually. On real life, do not live violently. We go to work, come back, hang out with our family and all of that. We don't use violence to do these things. So I'm going to assume here that they will think that rape is bad, stealing is bad. If not, then men, I am screwed or you're screwed. You can't convince them. You can't, because the concept of stealing wouldn't exist in a system that people don't see anything wrong with government. Believing in government genuinely means you don't believe on the concept of stealing, armed robbery. It doesn't exist. But if you do believe in the concept of robbery, stealing, or even rape, then yes. By using logic and reasoning, except if you don't want to accept it, because you can't have a category called stealing and then believe in a system that steals as a guiding principle. So, for example, if I believe that stealing is good, if I believe taking someone else's property without their consent is good, That means the concept of stealing, because stealing is taking someone else's stuff without their consent, right? The concept of stealing won't exist. So there won't be anything stealing. Because in your world, it's perfectly okay to take things without someone else's permission. To use force, all of that, and take it. So you can't have a concept called stealing and then believe in government. You can't do that. Like literally you can't. Because the concept itself won't exist. So okay, let me retract back here. What am I trying to say? So really for me, what I would do if I find myself in that mafia community is to educate the people and really offer them and really ask them, do you think hurting people to take their stuff is good? If there are people, they will say no. Because no one likes to get hurt. Like really, no one likes to get hurt. Like you will not like it if I come and hurt your leg or something like that. You're going to be in pain. So it's biological. We don't like it. We might do it for any other reason, like exercising, endure pain, but it's not because we like it. Nobody likes pain. If you're a biological organism, you respond to pain with great pain. Did I mix two things together there? So biologically, we don't like pain. Logically, you can't accept a system that steals. You can't literally accept it as a moral, as something good, and then have stealing as a category. So both are logically can be explained. So that's the first question that you really try to find out. And like right now in the real world, majority of people don't believe that. Like literally, when you go ask people, do you think I should hurt you to get your stuff? Do you think I should hurt you if you don't give me your stuff? Majority of people, I guarantee you, will say no. Will say no. I do not agree that you should do that. Okay. So in the real world, people do not like stealing. Majority of people don't like stealing. Now, if you have alternative theory that you think that I'm lying, please do let me know. What kind of people or person you would actually ask if they agree to be hurt? It's okay for them to be hurt if they don't give you their stuff. You can share with me, please. Otherwise, majority of people don't believe that. Even thieves don't want to get injured or hurt, actually. They want to hurt, but they don't want to get hurt. So in the real world, people will not. So really, if I were me in that situation, I would try to educate people and show them, hey, this is the logical conclusion. Let them know. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't know. While at the same time, try to reduce the powers of the mafia. So if they hold elections, try to say, okay, go into it and then tell the mafia to do less. Some people are going to get hurt. Poor people are going to get... Some people that are dependent already, they're not going to be happy. But I guarantee you, it is almost an instinct. Like when you find someone being raped, like literally, the only thing in your mind, I'm assuming, will be, how do I rescue that person? Like you don't care about anything else. How do I rescue that person? Like, for example, you don't care about, let me think if they will suffer outside of their rape warlord. Like you don't think of any effect of them not being raped. The only thing that you will, I'm absolutely almost sure if you're a good person, you think, all right, I need to rescue that person so that they are not being raped. If you see someone trying to get hurt, if you can, you don't care about what their lives will be if they are not being hurt. You care about rescuing them. So that is the same mentality that really people should apply here in our world. Our world is getting better. It's getting less violent. So our objective, my objective at least, or what I will strive to do is to preach nonviolence. So any place I see people doing violent things, I'll try to preach nonviolence, like parenting. Things like government, I'll try to reduce the powers if whatever I can. Little things like that. But my aim is, one, reduce violence, reduce violence, reduce violence, reduce violence. That is it. What happens after that is a secondary concern. Just like with the rape victim or someone who is a hostage. You don't care about what their life might be outside of their hostage taker. Like literally, what you'll be thinking is, how do I rescue them? So that should be hopefully a guiding principle as to how you view this. And that's literally my view right now. My view is to reduce violence, particularly how people do that in their lives. Because when people accept things like that, something is wrong somewhere. You don't fix it by abolishing government alone. That's not where the problem is. That is a symptom. The main thing is people's behavior towards reason and evidence and, anything peaceful. So I hope that helps you in giving you a little bit of guidance as to how you should approach the world, really. I'm going to stop here. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.